Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We have figured out how to alert the other team of a sub. We are all through that, and we are here in game number 1 of our final best of 3 of the evening. Thank you for joining me in this Division B West matchup between the members of Lurk Patrol versus Who Knows Gaming. We are going to be finding ourselves on Infernal Shrines, and if you just went through the entire anime discussion, you were like, wait a minute, how do we get to Infernal Shrines? Why are we casting Here's the Storm? It's okay, I got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Lurk Patrol. They lost the coin flip. That gives the members of Who Knows Gaming the option for first pick priority or map pick priority. They opted for first pick for game 1. Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout were banned up by them. Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow were banned up by the members of Lurk Patrol. And Infernal Shrines will be our first map chosen by the members of Lurk Patrol, giving first pick priority over to Who Knows Gaming. Let's get back into our draft. And, oh dear God, I chugged too much tea. See what we get here. Mephisto will be banned out on the left-hand side by the members of Lurk Patrol. We have an Alarak as well as an Anduin, so I just want to fix the scaling on the team name because it's just bugging me a bit here. I can see it on the side, and I'm just like, you could be a little bit smaller. There we go. That's a little bit more even to both sides. Alrighty, so we have this Deathwing going to be banned out as well. We are in Division B West, so this is going to be a bit of a different meta shift as well. These players are going to be considering different options. Division A is going to be seeing, obviously the skill changes. Now, we are kind of bordering, I mean, the divisions border each other, so you're still going to be seeing a lot of good play, but might see some different decisions within the macro or even micro decisions when it comes to the actual, do we push here? Do we back off? Do we grab the objective? Do we just rush it down and try and end the game? Those kind of things are a lot more decisive in A versus when you start to get, into B, C, and D. People are just more unsure of, well, do we have enough damage to end? Is our composition strong enough? Is this too much of a risk? Those kind of things I think are a little bit more grayed out for them, and that's, definitely what they're figuring out. But still, the draft compositions are going to be extremely strong here, as we do have a Joanna Kael'thas on the left-hand side. Joanna's really strong for grouping up a lot of the minions, and also going to be able to have that clear on the shrine, as well as the clear within the rotations with the Kael'thas. Someone like Kael'thas or Jaina is often prioritized in a map like this due to the fact that you can get your Regeneration Globe quest at level 1 finished out very quickly with the double rotations between mid and bottom. Top lane is often going to be kind of this isolated event. You might see them, the first objective is probably the first time you might be seeing them. They might rotate down for a gank or something, but oftentimes not. It's the team rotating up for the friendly gank. Gul'dan was picked up, and this is something that I often do talk about as well, and so it's, when it comes to mages who clear really well in Infernal Shrines, Gul'dan, in my opinion, is up there, but his scaling kind of brings him down a little bit. Jaina and Kael'thas have initial really good AoE clear and zone potential. The slows, the chain bomb, as well as the flame strike. I mean, I'm jumping around here from hero to hero, but in comparison to Gul'dan, he's got a lot of poke, but that poke scales with him. Something like Pursuit of Flame or Echo Corruption, those really get value once they're finished, and they're not the easiest to finish due to the fact that it's just a lot of stacks. I believe it's 40 for both of those. Might be wrong. I think it's 30 for Pursuit of Flame. But still, that Pursuit of Flame is only going to increase your radius of the Fell Flame by 10%. So it's just faster Shrine Clear and Poke, but it still needs to be scaled up, whereas Kael'thas hits the Verdant Spears, hits Q, gets a great Shrine Clear, and can do that consistently. So something just to consider, but regardless, we do have a Sonya Ana going to be picked up here on the left-hand side. We didn't note the fact that that Sonya skin, I feel like I'd never seen it before. I was like, is she not wearing clothes? It's just white. Anyways, ETC will be banned out with a Lucio as well. They don't want to give that speed boostio over to the opposing side. But with the Kael'thas picked up early here, I was actually thinking Ana was definitely going to be the target. Also because of the fact that I know Ektar, for example, is a very strong Ana player, and I believe I've seen them play quite a bit of Ana, so that makes a lot of sense for them. Last two picks coming out from the members of Who Knows Gaming, going to be a Chromie and a Varian.
And even though I can't see it, I know the beard has gotten longer.
Oh my god, Big Scary Duck, thank you so much for the, oh my god, Big Scary Duck, thank you for the year of support. I'm so sorry that I haven't said anything. A year, and even though I can't see it, and the beard has gotten, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the whole year. Thank you so much, Big Scary Duck. I really appreciate you, bud. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Good to see you, friend. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Butts was rebutting what I button. Oh god, Ektar, what are you even trying? I have to work tomorrow. Better get some sleep. Well, thanks for coming by, Kellyus. You have a wonderful night. Bow's responding what I said, and there's some lag. So it got. Oh no! Oh no. Eminem, also, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. All right, we do have our draft that was finalized with a Maiev as well. I like both these drafts quite a bit. I think there's a lot of synergies that are built from both these teams. Here you go. That's from Big Scary Duck. So it's going to be Kael'thas, Ana, Sonya, Joanna, Maiev. So there's a lot of good damage, a lot of good initiation. Blaze Varian, Chromie, Gul'dan. The double mage is a little worrisome for me. I'm a little worried about the Chromie Gul'dan here. But, I mean, if they can lock someone down, you have Jet Propulsion from Blaze, Taunt from Varian, Temporal Loop from Chromie, Time Traps for her as well, Polymorph from Brightwing. I think if they can get the individual picks they're looking for on the side of Who Knows Gaming, Lurk Patrol is going to struggle here. But I don't think Lurk Patrol will struggle too much because I think they can respond in turn. I mean, they've got Gravity Lash, they've got Sleep Dart, they've got Vault of the Warden for the Maiev so she can get away from some of that damage and stuff like that. So either way, we'll go ahead and get on into game number 1. On the left-hand side, this there like 3 or 4 times during the draft people were saying don't make sure you don't have a train mount on because they're currently banned by NGS, and now they came in. They have a train mount. On the left-hand side, we got Lurk Patrol. We're going to burn through this. We got Gunny on Kael'thas, Ektar on Ana, Ace on the Maiev, High Def on the Sonya, and FPS Nate on the Joanna. On the right-hand side, you got the members of Who Knows Gaming, Wolf on the Varian, Lupus on the Blaze, Mezos on the Chromie, Shin is going to be on the Gul'dan, and Coco, oh god, I didn't see the name. Where are you hiding? Kokojo, I think it is going to be on the Brightwing. Either way, quality casting at the start right there, as we do have the Maiev going into the Umbral Bind at level, or excuse me, the Bonds of Justice level 1, so they're going to be looking for that. That is an uncapped quest. It actually will go over the 10 tether, so you can increase that damage, but it's just you get that last reward once you get the last quest, last questing Umbral Bind onto someone. High Def is going to be in this top lane going up against the Blaze, so we'll go ahead and just kind of keep an eye on this one for a couple seconds. The rotation between mid and bottom is going to be pretty standard. I don't expect anyone to be too aggressive. I'm watching it on my mini-map right now just to see if anyone steps too far forward. Seems like Gul'dan just seems to be poking out quite effectively. And when I say quite effectively, I mean they're sitting at 8 stacks on their Echoed Corruption already. It's pretty good for a Gul'dan being a minute and 13 in here. It's not the easiest, but I guess you are going to be rotating against an enemy team, and if they do group up, you can really. That's why I was looking at a lot of their health bars, and I jumped back down to that visual of mid lane because I was like, man, that Gul'dan got a lot of marks because it was like Kael'thas, Maiev, and Sonya, or not Sonya, and Joanna all had some damage over time on their health bar. So it's just one of those things that if Gul'dan can scale that up quickly, that's really where that big power spike will come from them. Same thing with the Chromie, with the once again the first time at level 1 she needs to get 40 stacks on that one. She gets the extra echo, and when you get to shrines and you're able to kind of just artillery damage in from the different directions. Now granted, these will hit the skeletal defenders, it can hit the skeletal defenders, not like Chromie in the past where it would pierce through minions, mercenaries, and monsters and stuff like that. Now it actually deals damage, so you can kind of play around the skeletal defenders, but with all the sand that she can throw in, it's going to be something to be wary of. At the same time, Maev's got things like Umbral Bind that can really pull these heroes that are trying to play from the backline into the fight, and that's what I think they might be banking on the most. Ace is really going to have to be vigilant about getting those Umbral Binds onto key characters, and also just the follow-up damage needs to be there from Gunny as well. But this game is still unfolding as we are 5-4 in levels. We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and with that, it means we are going to be seeing our Mortar Punisher announced for mid lane. They're going to rotate back in here. They should be able to get one more rotation if they wanted. Yeah, they should be able to get one more rotation to bottom and then back to mid. Seems like they're going to break off, though, and go ahead and grab themselves a camp for the top lane. This is often what we see teams do right before the objective. Going to be seeing, it looks like Blaze and friends coming over here to clear, or excuse me, not just the Chromie. Blaze is actually going to be rotating into mid to make sure that they don't miss out on the experience, while the rest of the friendly team will be grabbing that camp. But both teams, not simultaneously, but going to be close to be getting these at the same time. They're going to collapse into this mid lane. If they can actually get a gravity lapse on a Lupus here, that'd be huge for them. Umbral Bind pulls them in. Sleep Dart does connect. Nice job on not awakening them immediately, just kind of waiting those couple seconds to try and maybe play around to extra damage. But no follow-up was coming out from FPS Nate or High Def. Going to be able to just work on this shrine. And something I didn't talk much about in the draft itself is going to be how much value Sonya has. If they're able to get a pick here on the side of Lurk Patrol, then Who Knows Gaming might have to back off, and that means that you can leave High Def on there all by herself, and then you can have the rest of the team push up. So that Sonya is real critical in some of these situations, but they're going to get taunted by the Varian. This is going to be Maiev with the Vault of the Warden, as well as a great Spirit of Vengeance just to kind of pull a couple members in, and with the Umbral Bind to follow that up. So a lot of great damage coming out from Ace thus far, and as I said, they need to be kind of the setup factor in this game, as they will be getting these Fan of Knives onto a couple members. And for anyone that doesn't know, the Maiev does get a reset on the Fan of Knives if they hit more than one person. So if you hit 2 enemy heroes with that Fan of Knives, that's why you're seeing them that Fan of being spammed sometimes, is because they're hitting more than one hero. So they're just smashing that Q and really bursting down a lot of these heroes, and it works out really, really well for them, as this is going to be the first shrine in favor for the members of Lurk Patrol. Sam account, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Must be high level. Kael'thas didn't go Convection. And Varian went Taunt. Big Doodoo Head, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thanks for checking out the stream. Thanks for supporting some Heroes of the Storm action. As this Mortar Punisher pushes in through mid lane, they're going to get the front gate down here. Going to make the important call to make sure they get the well down in mid. And I always harp on lane sustain and lane mitigate, or lane sustain mitigation, and that is a big one right there. Ektar taking so much damage. Gul'dan following up with the Fell Flame. They are going to find a second kill right there. Taunt onto Maiev, but the Spirit of Vengeance blink will be there just in time. Not going to be getting picked off right there. Varian and Gul'dan rotating around. Ace sees them do this. They're just going to back right out of there. Still 21 stacks in the Gul'dan, 13 for the Chromie, so both of them got a bit of a ways to go. Gul'dan not so much. Blaze is at 13 out of the 15 stacks necessary, 14 actually, as they are going to be just about... I thought they actually grabbed the globe right there, but that new habits being finished out will be giving them the unstoppable status when they pop Pyromania, but that also gives them the ability to have, I believe it's cooldown reduction when you actually collect a regeneration globe. So that cooldown reduction, actually that's baseline. I thought that was actually part of the reward. But either way, getting cooldown reduction on your Pyromania is always insanely impactful, because, well, now you give yourself you have a self-cleanse, and you can be a little bit more aggressive. Speaking of aggression, Sonya in top lane is trying to open this up further, because the next Punisher will be Arcane, and it will be going into top. Nice sidestep of the Jet Propulsion coming out from Lupus. It was really, really good coming out from High Def right there, as that Sonya player is just knowing when they don't need to be too aggressive, and they're going to back right out of there. Close save on the Blaze, yeah. Mr. Sojiro, I'm sorry if I murdered your name also. Thanks for coming by. I saw your messages earlier when we were talking about anime, and my apologies. I didn't get to it because we jumped into game. But thank you for coming by. I did see your messages. I hope you're having a wonderful night. And thanks for checking out the stream, my friend. Sonya will be in top lane, still pushing into that Blaze, and seem to be defending this fairly well. Not playing too aggressive into her, but meanwhile in the bottom lane, this is where our action will be taking place, as we are going to be seeing our 10 talent tiers round through in just a second. When that's happening, we'll go ahead and look at some of the other talents, because, you know, these will all pop up in the top bar, so we don't have to keep an eye on the talents the whole time. As Ace, no, do they have a Vault of the Warden? Just in time right there. If that Vault of the Warden wasn't off cooldown, they would have been in a rough spot. But Vault of the Warden is not the longest cooldown. If I'm not mistaken, it's like sub 20 seconds. It's really, really short. Yeah, it's 13 seconds right there. I was playing Maiev over the weekend, and I was just like, oh yeah, my Vault. I was like, Vault of the Warden's that low of a cooldown? I was just like, oh, I was expecting it to be more like 20, 25. But yeah, 13 seconds on that one, so not going to be the best target for Chromie with those temporal loops. Speaking of temporal loops, we can also look at some of the other talent tiers for our heroic. It looks like the only thing that's really out of the ordinary, I guess you could say, is Blink Heal from the Brightwing. But even then, that's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of an oddity, I mean. Emerald Wind might not be something they're looking into, because the composition isn't super dive heavy. Sonya can dive with with her spear, but like that's really about it. Like, everyone else has to kind of step up. I mean, Maiev dives in as well, but we just saw how much that works out for them. So Emerald Wind, I think, wouldn't work out. The extra healing that Blink Heal provides, I think, is going to be a little bit of a better choice. Plus, you get the, I believe it's Invisible Friends. You can get the upgrade at level 20. When you Blink Heal someone, you can make them invisible. So that's actually a huge impact for them as well, if they're trying to disengage or even be a little sneaky, try and step up into the enemy team. But right now, second Punisher of the game popping up. Brightwing playing in the bottom lane, meaning they have phase shift up and available. They did go into Peekaboo, and that's why you're seeing that pulsing red circle come out. Gives them a little extra vision when they're trying to step up in this enemy team. And I always harp on this, and I talk about it with a lot of my friends. Vision in a game like this is insanely impactful. And while Peekaboo doesn't give, there's other talents that you can take and that might be better than Peekaboo. In situations like this, it's just so insanely strong to be able to have that extra vision and know where your enemy team is, so you can play aggressive. We do have, oh, that's a lot of damage going to Ace. Varian charges forward. They have the Vault of the Warden to make sure they're not going to get taunted, as that is off cooldown. Chain Bomb being spread around quite a bit as well. They need to be wary of that, as then the later half of the game. Oh wait, hold, huge Warden's Cage. There's going to be a bunker inside as well. There's going to be a Phoenix on top of that. Temporal Loop coming out onto one. I don't know who. So many members are getting pulled back in right there, as that will be Gul'dan and Chromie going down. Brightwing is trying to make their way out of there. Spear from the Sonya chases in further. That will be the Brightwing going down. Taunt came out from Varian, but they end up going down regardless. Blaze is going to turn around and jet propulsion back into the enemy team. Gravity Lapse from Kael'thas is a touch short, but now they want this chase. Sleep Dart goes out. Gunny is in a bit of a rough spot, and they end up getting picked off. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You get a couple kills, you leave your Sonya back on this. She free pushes, especially with Wrath of Berserker, or excuse me, free clears this with Wrath of Berserker as well. It's a little bit faster, and your friendly team now sieges in and takes down a fort. This is going to be so much more impactful of a Punisher for Lurk Patrol than initially thought, at least on my end. And also, once again, taking out the lane sustain, taking out that well. Taking out that sidewall would have been helpful as well, just because in the later half of the game, you are removing vision from the enemy team. As I always like to highlight, you know, here you can see, this is, sidewalls give vision. While they don't give experience, they do give vision. It's just something in your own games. If you have the opportunity, you know, you're rotating back, you grab that. They are going to delay out this objective phase right here because they want to grab the camp for mid lane. This is going to allow them to get a little experience on the right-hand side as well, so they need to be wary about the fact that they are giving time for the enemy team to potentially get into their 13 talent tiers and defend this on same talent tier, whereas you have a little bit more of a prowess and aggression when you are able to have that talent here over your enemy team, and you're pushing in with a vehicle, or not a vehicle, but with a Punisher like this. Also to note really quickly, Umbral Bind on the, oh my god, Maiev is going to be taking so much damage. Everything is being thrown onto Ace, and they're still living through this. There's going to be a Temporal Loop coming out into one. There's going to be a bunker out as well. Punisher going to be jumping out. It's going to be right in front of the gate. Bunker is going to be cleared out. Phoenix is going to zone back a couple. I cannot believe that Ace lived through that, but somehow, some way they did. That's going to be the Nano Boost on the Gunny. Spear going in from high def. They're looking to push in. This is going to be Chromie trying to put some artillery out, but it doesn't seem to be working out. The Gravity Lapse came out from Gunny, but it didn't connect onto anyone. I think it actually hit a minion instead of one of the other players, meaning they were holding their Variant Spears for something else, I think. Gul'dan did finish the Echoed Corruption, so you're going to get those steps back. They get the keep front gate wall and a little damage on the keep, but I think that that's as much as you realistically get right there. You don't want to push your advantage, and you don't want to give over the momentum that you've already gained throughout this entire game to the enemy side. So they'll back off, they'll clear mid wave, and realistically, I'd expect Sonya to probably split off in a bit. I think they're going to stick together for a couple seconds here, maybe grab the camp, clear the wave, and then probably rotate her back to top lane once that's pushed out further, because Sonya pushing in this far into the lane, this is just gank territory. You do not want to be that far out because, well, the enemy team makes a quick rotation, flanks you, and your path to retreat is... Woo, it's a distance. So, or even if you want to go through the in-between area between top and mid, just to try and get away from them and sneak out of there. Either way, 16 talent here is up in favor for the members of Lurk Patrol, and now looking to open up this bottom lane fort a little bit further, as the next Punisher will be down here. Frozen Punisher going to be the next one, third one of the game, going to be coming into bottom lane. And I gotta say that I was saying that the double mage might not work out, but if they're able to get the blowups or the lockdowns that they need, it'll work out perfectly. But we just saw in this top lane engagement over here, they locked down Ace for a few seconds and weren't able to solidify the kill. It just shows that the healing is a little too good, and the aggression and the ability to split the enemy team is a little too strong, as they're going to step further forward in this bottom lane. Ace is going to blink forward, and Chromie will be going down right there. Looks like they're going to continue to push out this bottom lane as well. They want to soft push this a little bit more, so that way they can potentially push in with a Punisher and go for more than just a keep front gate. Because typically this gate is what hinders you from getting more value. That's a great Umbral Bind. There was going to be protection from the Variant as well, so they don't take too much damage. Shin is going to be doing their best just to throw out damage as well. And actually, while we have this moment, let's go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers, because it's 16's up in favor for Lurk Patrol, and Who Knows Gaming is just looking to just slowly whittle their way back into this. But they got to find a level here, and we'll see if they're able to do that. They're going to continue to... No, they're going to back out of this bottom lane, yeah. You can actually see the retreat pings coming out. Anyways... How did Maiev live there? I have no idea. I, honest to God, have no idea how Maiev lived there. Maiev should have not lived in this engagement. Like, I was just like, this is Ace going down. And I was like, wait, Ace hasn't gone down. Ace is still alive. Ace is walking away. All right, they didn't lose a single person. Shrine going to be activating, and the mid lane is going to get pushed in as well. This aggression coming out from the members of Lurk Patrol is really good. And this is... Ooh, okay. This is what I was talking about, pushing too far into a lane where you don't have a retreat path, and this is exactly the case right there. But ooh, that was a really, really good Pyromania from Blaze to make sure they don't get hit with the Sleep Dart. They poke out onto the Sonya, realizing they're on the camp. They steal that away a little too early, but 16 talent here is still not here for the members of Who Knows Gaming. And they have to play in this shadow just until they can find it. We're actually gonna jump onto the Maya Vision currently. Actually, Sonya's, there we go. It doesn't matter who we have. I just didn't want to have the little icons in the bottom left of the screen, but I just want to show their vision really, really quickly. Warm hugs for everyone. Yeah, that's a good way of that's definitely a good way of looking at it. Top lane needs to be dealt with. It's gonna be Lupus dealing with that up there, and a friendly team will be in mid lane. I think they might have shown a little bit here, maybe just Gul'dan, but not the whole team showing. But I don't think they're too worried about this on the side of Lurk Patrol. It seems like they're absolutely comfortable where they sit in the game. Momentum's in their favor. Frozen Punisher picked up third one of the game and third one for Lurk Patrol here. This is I keep talking about momentum, but in a game like this, and we actually talked about this in the Division A matchup before this one, is how much momentum can offer a team, especially going into like a game where you're like, oh, we have to play into the later half. Like, you have to build momentum. This is you've built it and you want to keep this going, and they're doing a wonderful job of that. We'll see if they're able to continue this as they push in. This is even talent tiers right now. A lot of damage going on to one of the players on the side. It's gonna be Wolf actually taking a lot of damage. Temporal Loop coming through. No one gonna be going down. Just poke back and forth. Lupus is going to find a great jump propulsion onto a couple. The Keep is going to be falling very rapidly. That will be Blaze getting picked off. High Def is going to be splitting off as they actually get polymorphed. A lot of damage going towards them, but they don't get hit by much. Warden's Cage going to be pulling in a couple. That's going to be Gul'dan going down. Mesos is looking to get out of here. Phase Shift from the Brightwing will offer up some healing. This is going to be the variant who's very low. Wolf gets picked off as well. The core starting to fall rapidly, and the members of Lurk Patrol are looking to close out game one in a fairly dominant and quick fashion. Very well played. GG's. We're not done just yet, though. It's a best of 3 series. We'll see if the members of Who Knows Gaming can bring it back in game 2. GG. Well played. Whew. What did you all think of that game one? Boop, 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 boop. Oh boy. Alrighty. I'm gonna update some stuff in the background, and then we'll get going here into the next game. That's gonna be that, and that, and that. Cool. All right, back to Bandit and I, who has decided to move far away from his camera again. There we go. Wish I went convection. I mean, you were a 0-death Kael'thas with, just for anyone that's wondering, that is Kael'thas' stats. I mean, you could have gotten like 6 less assists, so we could have had 420, but just saying. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we'll go ahead and leave this, and let's go ahead and set up our next map because we already know what that is. And let's update our team score. Alrighty, make observer. Nope, make observer. Nope, make observer. I keep just putting myself back on a team. That's gonna be that. Okay, cool. All right. There was a big lag spike where I stood still and I died mid lane, but otherwise, just a feels good, man. I didn't hit Mana Shield once, TT 0 value. Well, then you should have gone Convection, absolutely. That's all good. Okay, cool. All right, let's get them in here, and let's get our last player in, and then we'll get going into our, what could be, final game of the night. Thanks all for hanging out. While we're getting players in here, I'll go ahead and give you a quick rundown on what's happening this week stream-wise. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing 3 best of 3s. Yes, you heard it right. We have 9 potential games total. We're going to be starting at 5 o'clock PST, so that's 8 o'clock if you're on the East Coast, and we're going to be casting, so there's a game at 5, there's a game at 6:30 PST, and there's a game at 8 PST. So those are all an hour and a half apart, so just all you have to know is if it stream starts at 8 o'clock if you're on the East Coast, 5 o'clock if you're on the West Coast, and then between, it's all in between. But that's going to be tomorrow night, so 3 best of 3s. Wednesday, we have that day open. Not sure if we're going to be doing replays or if we do live. I'm just not 100% sure what I want to do yet on that day. Thursday, we're going to be doing 2 best of 3s. It's going to be one at 5 and one at 7, and then in between those, we'll be doing a Bark Box or Bandit. So if you do want to see Bandit's new Bark Box from December, you can stop by, and that'll be in between those games that day. Friday, I typically take off because I like to go outside and do stuff. I usually go snowboarding after work, and then I go to the bar and hang out with some friends. Saturday, I'll be over on Jinxie Cat's stream for her D&D session that starts at 11 a.m. PST or 2 p.m. EST. And then Sundays, I typically am off. I usually play board games with my friends, and I go snowboarding, and I do house chores and stuff and get ready to start streaming again. So thanks all for hanging out. That's the current schedule. I'm going to get the hat over to Ace, and we'll ask if the teams are ready. But that is currently the stream schedule for this week. One said they're ready, the other said they're ready. Going. Spooky worm. Twitch link. Push button. Alrighty, everybody. There were some intriguing games tonight. Perhaps something fun for Wednesday? Maybe. Oh, almost hit the wrong button. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We have got the members of Lurk Patrol on the left-hand side up 1 game in our best of 3 series, and on the right is going to be Who Knows Gaming, who's going to be trying to take us to a game number 3 on Dragonshire. And if you just joined us from practice and you're like, wait a minute, Bahamut, how do we get... It's okay, I got you. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Lurk Patrol. They have lost the coin flip, opting for first pick priority on the opposing side for game 1. They banned out Towers of Doom and Bractus Sold on the side of Who Knows Gaming. Sky Temple and Curse Hollow were banned up by the members of Lurk Patrol. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by them, and they won that. They opted for map pick priority on the side of Who Knows Gaming. And Dragonshire was the first map, or excuse me, was the second map chosen by them, giving first pick priority to Lurk Patrol. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and find out what we are going to be getting here, as it looks like it's going to be a respect ban onto the Maiev. We are going to be seeing a Mephisto and a Rexar being banned out as well, so this is still going to be leaving a lot. How did we get here? Well, Chess, just you wait. No. Thanks for coming by, Chess. I hope you had some wonderful practice games tonight. If you went Convection, you probably would have been targeted a lot harder. That's probably true, actually, Sam. That's probably true. I say Sam, and I'm like, wait, that's also Chess Looter, but Sam account, yeah. Anyways, first pick coming out. We could actually see Ariel, but it's going to be the Kael'thas, so... I doubt we see Convection here. Like, I don't think the ballsiness is going to be coming out, but this is going to be Sylvanas and Joanna. Huh, okay. They're going to be going into push pressure from Sylvanas. You also have the team fight tactic from Joanna, so not bad with that whatsoever. Kael'thas is their first pick here. They're going to be needing a healer. They're going to need a solo lane. There's a lot of options still on the table. What they want to go tank-wise is the big question for me. I'm thinking they could actually go into Garrosh. The odd one for me was going to say is going to be Stitches, because you go Hook into Gravity Lapse, and then maybe you grab Tyrande, because I believe Ektar is a pretty good Tyrande, if memory serves me correctly, but this is actually going to be an Artanis. Okay. Artanis going to be coming in here as well. So that's going to be the solo lane pick, which is... I'm not saying odd, it's just not the priority. It's the discussion that I often do have on this stream quite a bit. We were talking about it earlier. Like, look at Infernal Shrines in the last game. Like, most people like me would be like, oh, pick Asmodan. You can clear the shrine, you can clear waves, you can push up. But something like a Kael'thas, Joanna, or Kael'thas, Jaina, Gul'dan, all of those kind of do the same thing and have a little bit more impact. I mean, Gul'dan has damage over time, Jainas have slows, you have Kael'thas with the Gravity Lapse, so you have some sort of CC, whereas Asmodan's just push power and damage. There's no really CC that you can really bring to the table with him. So it's just one of those things that, like, yeah, like, he does it pretty good, but who does it better? And that's where I kind of sit with this Artanis. I'm just like, well, what about an Imperius? What about a Malthael? What about Blaze? What about a Leoric? What about is Urel? So Chen, for example. So it's an odd one for me, and I'm not dogging it whatsoever. I'm just saying it caught me off guard, and I'm excited to see how this is going to work out for them. On the side of Who Knows Gaming, we are going to be seeing them grab this Ana and Li Ming, and we're a little bit behind on this draft as Lucio and Deathwing were banned out as well, but Ana and Li Ming are going to pair well together. You have the nano boost onto Li Ming potentially, or even Sylvanas if she's going to be going into the Unfurling Shadow, so you can get cooldown reduction on that and just toss those out constantly with maybe even the Festering Wounds on their Haunting Wave. So we'll see how that one works out in the team fight post 10. But we do still have, we need a healer. Ariel's still up and available if they want to go into it, but Anduin's not a bad idea either. You have the Light Bomb with the ETC is not a bad idea. Okay. Okay. I'll go 600 points on Convection too. I've got 700 channel points on Convection. Oh, now we're just $300 on Convection from Gunny, who's playing the Kael'thas. There's Urel for the solo lane on the opposing side. I'm not saying it's not gonna work, but I'm not like 100% sold on this Uther. I think they need a little extra damage, but I mean, if you just chain Cease them to death, they're dead. So I don't know. I think Who Knows Gaming has a very good draft here. I think they bring a little bit more control into this. I think Who Knows Gaming can take us to a game 3 here with their draft personally. I'm like, team names aside, I'm just purely looking at draft and what map we're on, not considering any of the names or what previous games we saw. I think that their composition has the opportunity to control the aggression coming out from the opposing side. ETC steps forward, Urel is a Righteous Hammer. You have Li Ming with Wave of Force if she picks it up at 10. You've got Bless You from the John, you've got Condemn from her as well. You've got trains on every single player, even though I don't know. Okay, all right, let's get into game. Let's just get into game. Everyone has drinks. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Lurk Patrol up 1 in our best of 3 series. We've got FPS Nate on the ETC, Gunny on the Kael'thas, Ektar going to be on the Anduin, Harnock on that Artanis, and Ace on the Uther. On the right-hand side, we got Who Knows Gaming trying to take us to a game number 3. Lupus on the Urel. Shin is going to be on the Sylvanas. Kokojo is going to be on the Ana. Wolf on the Joanna. Mezos on the Li Ming. And let's see. Did we get Convection? I wasn't prepared. That's ballsy. Oh, it's Mezos. We kept queuing him and he asked what we were practicing for, and now he's here. Wait, hold on. Someone was actually saying that they had bad warm-up games, and I wonder if it was because they kept going up against you, Chess. I wonder, or was that Gunny who said that? I can't remember. I think it was Gunny who said that they had bad warm-up games.
You think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power?
It's an easy pick potential on a swap.
All of the shrines.
I missed something in chat. Hold on, let me... One Jeff Benzos on Convection, please. Everyone's coming up winners right now. We have to find a way to get betting in this channel. Because there's a way to do like channel points and betting. I know it's on Bambi stream, but I think it's like a separate thing where like I have to edit it manually. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Either way, let's go ahead and get into our game here because we do have Convection on Kael'thas, who has 0 stacks currently. Dragonite is up and available as it is one of the shorter objective phases in the game. It spawns at 1 minute and it's up and available at 1 minute 30. By spawning, I mean it's announced at 1 minute and then the actual you're able to channel it at 1 minute and 30 seconds. So we currently actually have Uther denying that mid lane. Artanis will be in the top lane. Nice swap right into the front gate. They don't go through it, but Lupus is going to have to really speed boost themselves right out of there. Get a little bit of self-healing right there. Li Ming still in mid lane, forcing back Ace. Dealing a little bit of poke damage here and there. In the bottom lane, we currently have the Siege Giants pushing up. Sylvanas did go... I was waiting to see what she went at level 4. Actually going to be going into Unstable Poison, so this is more push pressure coming out from Sylvanas more than anything else. But first Dragonite already grabbed by the members of Who Knows Gaming. That's quick. I mean, we're 2 minutes 30 in. This Dragonite's not the most powerful thing in the world. Look at that little smile. That's a smile only a wife could love. I don't know. Actually, Sylvanas is taking way too much damage. They actually get the Blade Dash through, and they find the first blood of the game on the side of Lurk Patrol. And the one thing I just wanted to highlight here, and that's why we see it up over here on the left-hand side of our screen, is going to be the Dragonite damage. Oops. As I click off of it. Why is it all grayed out now? Why is everyone's... Alright, whatever. We won't click on anyone. The Dragonite does like 200 damage right now, and it's got a total health pool of like 3k. Actually, like almost 10k, so it's got quite a bit. It's like two and like a something Death Wings. The statement was Lurk can wreck the enemy team with a good swaps and CC chains, but they have to properly time their CC abilities to secure a kill. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm missing stuff in chat because it's moving a little quick. Plus, the game is actually moving very fast, as well as Mesos is able to get the blink out of there. Kokojo is doing their best to heal this up. Anduin has some healing out as well. Sorry, I saw the puff of smoke and I was like, who threw someone? No, Yrel actually snuck the well out of top lane. That means, and you've heard me say it already tonight, lane sustain is going to be more difficult for Harnock in this top lane. And if Lupus can be aggressive here, this might be what really kind of disrupts what Lurk Patrol is currently doing, because they're going to have to send assets into top lane, allowing bottom lane to be more aggressive on the enemy's side. So it's just something to be worried about. I'm not saying, oh, just tonight, I'm saying that Mesos kept going and joining. Okay. Chess Leader says that Mesos is a nice person, so I'll believe him. Must be some European kind of thing. I missed something. Either way, Jace, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Hope you're having a wonderful night. His Vector's gonna take a lot of damage. Condemn pulling them in, and Anduin goes down. Reset for Li Ming, as they did have the trait up and available for the Sylvanas. So FPS Nate's gonna find a power slide through a couple, but no 10 talent tier to capitalize on the mosh pit or anything like that. Just gonna be trying to zone them back a little bit. Yrel, considering... Not Yrel. I saw a hammer and a horse, and I was just like, Yrel! No, and it's not even the right team. Ace is going to be just poking them with that Holy Shock to get the dismount. Looking back into this top lane, just kind of want to keep an eye on how this matchup's going. It looks like Li Ming's also full orb build. If you're an NGS, if you're a AGDQ fan, it's just you can just orbs and chat. Kid Test gets 19 stacks, then dies. He's at 7 currently. Is that what we're gonna be betting on in chat? Is how many stacks Kael'thas gets before he gets picked off? Because convection's one thing, finishing it is another. Wolf taking a little bit of poke right there, as we do have another Dragonite phase opening up in just a second. Lupus will be going into the top lane. We've got about a quarter of a level maybe in favor for the members of Who Knows Gaming, as their momentum in this game number 2 is really kind of swinging in their favor a bit here, mostly because, you know, they're constantly adding pressure. They got a kill. I mean, both teams have gotten a kill, but it's that first Dragonite that really can throw off a team, because losing a Dragonite that early is a little frustrating. As I said, it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it still is a little bit rough to lose that Gunny, taking quite a bit. I think that should be a Divine Star that should get enough healing so they don't take the damage over time to die. Sylvanas and friends are just still pushing up bottom lane further, looking for that 10 talent here. They can pick up a Dragonite, but the reason they're winning bottom lane is because Uther's in mid currently. Artanis is going to be just kind of taking that duty over as they rotate back. That's going to be the Blessed Shield coming out from the Johanna, jumping on to FPS Nate. They're trying to get the kill onto them. That was the nano boost onto FPS Nate, and they're not going to be able to find the kill onto them. BTC mounting back up, going to be just going back, and I think going to be tapping well. It is going to be Mosh Pit with Divine Storm, so there's no Divine Shield. I was actually thinking it's going to be like Divine Shield, Mosh Pit, Light Bomb. That way you have no way of interrupting, so ETC just gets the initial setup, and then you can Mosh Pit. You know the drill. Kokojo's going to be finding a couple sleeps with that dart as well. Ace and friends will be controlling this for the first time in a bit in this bottom lane, so that means that they're going to be not able to capitalize on a Dragonite just yet. Li Ming is going to be mounting up and staying in top, but oh, Mesos. Okay, just blink backwards. They weren't actually going for the follow-up kill. I think it was one of those things, they ran right into them. The reaction time wasn't quick enough, and they couldn't get like a chastise. Oh, but there's going to be the reaction time. Kael'thas loses all stacks that were picked up. I wasn't paying attention, but last time I looked, it was around 7, so probably let's assume they lost 10 stacks probably. And they didn't do the cool thing where they threw a flame strike while they go down and they still get 1 stack. I always love those. It's just like those Kael'thas's who like they go convection, but they still like they die, they get that 1 stack. They're like, see, I would have been there. Doing a lot better working on the Kael'thas this match. Yeah. I mean, it's a different map, it's different rotations, it's different aggression as well. Seems like this is playing a little bit more into their comfort. They did pick this map as well, so this might be a map where they have a lot more strategy, they have a lot more practice, and maybe they have more communication and like I say communication, but it's at the same time like it's like non-verbal communication. Like it's we play this map so much we don't really need to constantly ping and say what we're doing. We just need to be. It's like I know my role on Dragonshire. Like I know what I'm doing. Like they looks like they have a lot of comforts as well. And actually, speaking of comforts, I want to look through some of the stats so we can actually see how comfortable these heroes or these players are, because it's 1 to 2 in kills. I gotta say, the healing from Ana seems like it's actually pretty good thus far. Yeah, Ana with 15k healing already, it looks like. Anduin at 24,000. ETC actually, no, that's roll damage. I was like, wait a minute, ETC, they can't heal for 15,000. No, that's where they've taken that much damage. And Uther's got some supplemental healing in there as well, and that's pretty much what his role is right now. Harnock is in a bit of a rough spot, but actually Lupus is... Are they not... Oh, that Sleep Dart confirms it, yep. I was thinking that they might be able to get out of there, maybe they have a Blade Dash or something, but Urel's going to hold over top lane, going to push that up further. The rest of the friendly team rotating down here. This is 13 Talent here. FPS Nate has a great power slide through. Oh, there's a Mosh Pit, Light Bomb. There's going to be the Divine Storm out as well. This Sylvanas tries their best to get away, but they're not able to. Mezzos does get the Nana Boost from Kokojo. ETC is going to be able to get some self-healing, plus they have an Anduin and an Uther next to them, so I don't think they're going to have any sort of damage over time trickle, but getting the kill on Sylvanas is pretty big because you've now forced back the enemy team. They can't be so aggressive. Seems like... Yeah, no, they're going to play this, I wouldn't say passively, but they're not going to be super aggressive in that bottom lane. Looking at the rest of the teams as they are rotating around the map, kind of just setting themselves up for some extra pressure in top lane with the Bruiser Camp over there. We could be seeing maybe a Bruiser Camp in bottom lane grabbed by the members of Who Knows Gaming, but I think right now they're kind of in that damage control. I'm trying to see what Ace is getting at. But I can't, I don't know. Because it's not like they accidentally did Divine Storm or anything like that. Either way. Ooh, very good Sleep Dart. This is going to be a decent amount of damage to start this out. Oh, hold on. Is the blind coming out from the Artanis? There will be the Nano Boost on 2-1. Mezzos is the one who gets it, but they're very low, so they're just trying to poke out a little bit here and there. As noted, they are kind of that orb build Li Ming. They've also went Glass Cannon. Their current health pool is 1,870. Like, that's not a whole lot. The great power slide. Light Bomb comes out as well. They just chain CC this Sylvanas and they get a pick. That is exactly what their composition was aimed to do, and they managed to do that. That was so effective with the chain CC they brought to the table. Swap going on to Lupus right now as they're going to continue to 1v1 in this top lane, but I don't think Harnock can actually win against Lupus right now, just due to the fact of how aggressive they can be, and also just clearing out that mage allows them to do, they don't have that spell shield anymore, but gonna be just rotating up here, trying to deny, oh, ETC, oh my god, the timing on that was so good. ETC is able to grab it, and that will be second Dragonite of the game, going over to the members of Lurk Patrol. This will be their first one, but we are looking 8 minutes later, and this thing does 200 damage, and it's got 14,000 health. So we've scaled up a little bit here in our damage as well as our health, about 4,000 in health, and I think it was like some 20 damage that has gone up by as it has scaled. But this Dragonite has been shredded. Look at his health pool currently, 14% left on that thing, and it still has 47 seconds left. They've done a great job defending this thus far on the side of Who Knows Gaming. But 16's around the corner, and still, Who Knows Gaming up slightly, and if they're able to get a couple kills, this is really going to push their momentum forward, and they've denied quite a bit from Lurk Patrol, but they're still losing a little here and there. I mean, mid lane fort, I will be honest, bottom lane fort looking pretty good in favor for the members of Who Knows Gaming. They're just trying to do their best to just push this back, but it's just not working out with all the damage that they're putting onto this Dragonite, and they force them away, and I guess they're going to hang out. You can just cancel this and get out of it, and at this point I think you might as well. I don't think you're going to get much value. I guess maybe wave clearing with it does help a little bit. Speeds that up. The one thing I was just about worried, I was like, you going for that kick, if they're able to get far away and you end up getting baited in there, that's risky. But 16's up on both sides. Even Talonteers once again. Kael'thas did go, no, he didn't go, he went Fury of the Sunwell. Because I believe it's Ignite is the one that actually gives you the Chain Bomb mark, which I think Ignite is at 16. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, no, because it's all Living Bomb talents at levels 13. It's like the purple, red, and green, if I'm not mistaken on the colors. Anyways, we've got 16s up, 3-3 in kills. A very close game number 2, realistically. It's in my opinion, this is very, very back and forth, and both teams are, they don't want to be too aggressive, but at the same time, they do have a Kael'thas that is Convection and needs 7 more stacks to finish out. Just Sylvanas did not get to play the game for 4 to 5 seconds there? Seriously. And that's what I was talking about, though. That's the chain CC that they wanted to bring to the table. And if they're able to consistently get that on the side of Who Knows Gaming, this is definitely going to be going into a game number 3. But they need to make sure that they're spreading out and they're not getting clustered up for those moments. I think they're doing a good job adapting later into the later half of the game on the side of Who Knows Gaming. Lurk Patrol, I think they're adjusting their aggression consistently, so that way they're trying to throw off the enemy, and I think it's working out good. Kind of rotating Artanis around a little bit. Power Sight from the ATC. Nice use of the Iron Skin from Joanna, so they're not going to get pushed back by the Face Melt. This is Mezzo's throwing a lot of damage out here and there with those orbs, and they're getting max range, which means it's going to be cooldown reduction. I believe it's also mana return on top of that. That one didn't connect, so it's going to be full cooldown, so they're going to have to poke out. But throwing those orbs out consistently like that, really, it's while people joke about, you know, orb build and all that, it has zone potential value. And I mean, hold on, I'm trying to find, I think it's this one, isn't it? It's reduction on cooldown. There it is. It's actually Triumvirate. It's the level 4 that was giving mana return. That's what it was. They actually have the ability to pick up a Dragonite in mid lane, but they're going to go ahead and just grab bottom lane for it. Yrel's in a bit of a rough spot. Pops the Ardent Defender. That's really, really good for them. They're going to mitigate all damage coming in. They'll only walk away with a little bit. Also, okay, that's a big highlight moment that I want to just point out. They had the Living Bomb on them, and instead of walking near their gate, they actually walked away from the gate, so that way there wasn't any damage to the structures, because Living Bomb doesn't spread, but it does do that kind of blast damage to the gate itself. So that's, I always highlight this, and I always say this, but that's something you can take into your own games. Those little things make massive differences, because now you still have your gate up. That's still one extra thing that's still it's still 400 damage roughly that they have to put into something else rather than a structure or a hero or a minion wave. So it's a little thing, but it does make a massive difference in my opinion. Bruiser Camp up and available on the right-hand side. Looks like Dragon Knight is not up and available for either team, as top lane is going to be held by Who Knows Gaming, and bottom lane will be held by Lurk Patrol. Constantly, as I keep saying, like both these teams are actually, I was saying that Lurk Patrol is doing it, but they're doing a great job of adapting their own play on the side of Who Knows Gaming. This Li Ming with this orb build, and I keep harping on this, it's working out for them. It's the zone potential, it is whittling down the enemy team, and it's forcing them back in a lot of these situations where they probably should be getting pushed in, but that's the funnest. The face check in these bushes right now is a little risky, as I think they're realizing there's a dive onto top lane once again. Unfortunately, Lupus has got a lot of decent control. They don't have Ardent Defender, because it is a decent cooldown reduction on that. 19 stacks on Gunny. 19 stacks currently on Gunny. Just highlight that right there. So if Kael'thas goes down and they lose stacks, it's because... Oh, wait. Dun, 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 dun. We did it. Gunny, I'm trying to get your face. There you go. Gunny did it. Convection finished. Wolf is going to be up here as well. Actually, the whole team, all the teams are going to be up here, or both teams will be up here right now. Yrel dives in. Huge damage coming out from the Li Ming with the Arcane Orbs. Kael'thas at 18, ... yeah. I was looking to see, like, I was thinking, like, oh, do they get to 19, they actually get picked off like Twitch chat was saying, or is this going to be them actually picking it up? And they finished it out, so they got that full damage buff in their favor. I believe it's 100, right? 100 extra damage. ETC, I thought I heard a mosh pit going off. It's actually on a 10-second cooldown currently, as that's going to be a lot of damage onto the Sylvanas, who's able to get away on the right-hand side of your screen. Phoenix is zoning people away as well. Ace in a bit of a rough spot. Anduin going to be going down. That's going to be a reset for Li Ming. Second one from the Uther going down, but Mezzos, I think now is going to be able to go ahead and grab this. Oh, no, actually, yeah, they're going to grab it. I think they're considering, well, Li Ming's not the best person to put it in, and then I think they realized that, well, someone might be going into top lane to potentially turn this around. But they have 20 talent tier picked up by the members of Who Knows Gaming. They have a Dragonite. Third one of the game, second one for themselves. They had the first one at 2 minutes, The second one went over to the opposing side around 10 minutes, and then we are seeing the third one around 17 minutes into our game. Both teams are at 20 talent tier. Currently going to be having Flamethrower from this Kael'thas. So Gunny just full damage on this Kael'thas right now with the Flame Strike. Really trying to benefit from that, but it doesn't seem like it worked out for them as Dragonite is going to be pushing in through bottom. This is going to be Gunny. Oh, very good save from FPS Nate just to force them back. Going to be currently having the keep falling right now. 7 seconds on the Anduin, 50-some seconds on Artanis, and 6 seconds on the Uther. This is a bit of a rough spot. Uther didn't actually go into Redemption, went into Divine Protection, but now we currently have Dragonite on core. Artanis is going to be up for another 42 seconds. They have to make something happen here. ETC getting kicked away. This is going to be Phoenix coming out underneath them. Light Bomb coming out from the Anduin as well. I don't know if it connected on anyone, but the core is rapidly falling, and the Divine Storm comes out as well. And this is not going to be enough. This is going to be the members of Who Knows Gaming taking us to a game number 3. GG. Well played. Well, level 19, the bonus isn't that great. Yeah, actually, the halfway mark, because they got him down to it was at like 10 stacks and then they lost it. Oops, sorry, I have to move my mouse. Okay, that's gonna be mapped by them. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Show stats once more. Game 3, let's go. Get your beers. Get your Game 3 beers. Alrighty, so I'm just making sure I'm not missing messages. Alright, cool. Get back into Division B chat. Let's pull it back to Bandit and I. Let's update the scores, and let's go ahead and get into game number 3, everybody. Y'all wanted it? I'll get it. Alright, this is going to be the map. I think I've already updated this. Yes, I have. Excuse me. Oh, make observer, ref, tournament. All tied up, good stuff. I know, right? I love a good series. Well, we definitely say blue team had a plan. They had a plan, definitely. Stark, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Here, Sharebot, how you doing? Need more Abathur? No teams have prioritized Abathur whatsoever. It's wild to me. It's absolutely wild. He's having puppy dreams and it's cute because I can hear him. I was trying to see if maybe he was twitching, but he's not. All right, that's one team that filled in immediately. Let's get the other team in here as well. He's so cute. But thanks for coming by, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful night. We've got this last game, and then that is going to be it for us. But while we are loading players into the lobby, I can go ahead and let you know that tomorrow night we are going to be starting stream at 5 o'clock PST, so it's going to be 1 hour earlier than tonight. Tonight we start at 6. We have 3 best of 3s tomorrow night, so we got a lot of good games coming at you. I'm actually going to ping all the teams tonight and be like, hey, I'm casting you tomorrow. We're doing 3 games in a row because, like, I was scheduling games and I was like, no one's picking up casts for NGS. I was like, I'll just do 3 matches. Like, let's just go. Abathur in 2020? What do you mean? What do you mean, lol, Abathur 2020? Gilly Shark has been perfecting a new age modern Abathur playstyle. Yes. I love the way Bahamut always identifies Lurk Patrol's plan. It's funny considering we didn't have one. I just assume everyone has a plan always. He's also dated now. We're revamping him. Ah. Abathur Soak isn't quite as good as people haven't figured. Yeah. I was playing Abathur, and I honestly, Gilly Shark have him figured out. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I don't like people. This is my biggest gripe about every single video game is that people will read patch notes, not play the game, not have any experience of what's happening, and call something bad or good. It is the most frustrating thing on my end because it's just it's bonkers to me. It's like when Deathwing came out. Everyone's just like, it's gonna be bad, it's not gonna be good, it's gonna be this, and it's just like, well, no. Like, have you played him? It's like when people got super upset about Diablo Immortal and then never went to BlizzCon and never played it, and they're like, it's gonna be trash. And then I played it this year, and I was like, that's a day one download on my phone. Like, that is gonna be fun because it works and it feels it's comfortable. Like I played it for 20 minutes and I was like, that's it. So it's one of those things that like. Everyone saw that Abathur can't soak from a bush anymore. They're like, well, that's it. You just can't play Abathur. It's like, no, you have to learn how to play him differently. Like, do you remember when towers had ammo and then they didn't? You had to play the game differently. Like, I don't know. It's just, that's my biggest gripe when it comes to like patch notes of video games. It's just people read it and go, well, this because that. It's not, causality is not a thing. Okay. My rant's over. Let's get into some Heroes of the Storm action, because I know that's what you're actually here for, not to hear me ramble about absolutely nothing.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm, to Nexus Gaming Series Division B West. My name is Bahamut. We are getting into game number 3 for final best of 3 of the evening. We have got the members of Lurk Patrol on the left-hand side and Who Knows Gaming on the right, and we are going to be heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. If you're sitting at home and you're wondering how we got to Tomb, I got you covered, my friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Lurk Patrol. They lost the coin flip. That gives first pick priority or map pick priority over to the opposing side for game 1. They chose first pick for that first game, so Who Knows Gaming will be banning out Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout. Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Lurk Patrol. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by Lurk Patrol and won by them. They opted for map pick priority in game number 2 on the side of Who Knows Gaming, and they chose Dragonshire, and they won that map. And we find ourselves here in game number 3, on map number 3, on Tomb of the Spider Queen, chosen by the members of Lurk Patrol, giving first pick priority over to the side of Who Knows Gaming. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft as we have a Mephisto Deathwing band on the left-hand side, Maiev and Alarak band on the right, and a Joanna first pick on the right side as well. Once again, talking about how grouping of minions and clearing waves is really impactful. Joanna does that insanely well here, so they're going to be looking for something like a Gul'dan, Kael'thas, Jaina, someone with quick wave clear to speed up those rotations. But speaking of speeding up the rotations, Lucio is going to be making his boostio into this game right now, and that will be with the Diablos. They're going to be really looking to dive into the enemy team and really be super aggressive into that backline, especially with the Lucio Diablo. Did you ever read the patch notes for when Possession was still a heroic ability? It was bad. Oh god. Yeah, I remember those days. New Age Abathur replays should be already sent your way. Oh, exciting. I picked Final Toccata for the first time tonight. The name's cooler than the ability. Oh no. Changes to the game are bad. Get off my lawn. What? Abathur, let's go? Yeah. Please, someone, Abathur. All right, Joanna, Gul'dan, Lurk. So there's the wave clear that in the 4-member group that I was talking about. And then you have the Lurk for the solo lane. Ban-wise, they are going to need a support, so it's... okay, they're actually going to ban out the Sylvanas here. I was actually expecting them to ban out something that would be strong with the Gul'dan, like maybe Ariel, for example. She's insanely impactful lately. Or maybe it's just Division B doesn't recognize her as being as strong as we think she is. Kael'thas will be respect banned finally, so Gunny won't be able to play that in game number 3. They're going to have to go onto a different mage, and we'll see what that is. Maiev is still... No, Maiev was banned out. I was about to say, like, Ace might be able to get their Maiev again here, but no, that was banned out in the first ban. They respect that. They respected it. Let's see here. Diablo Lucio. Trying to think. Greymane still works really well with this. Ooh, Hanzo. They're going to go for the Artanis again. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Artanis. I think it definitely can work. Like, you can absolutely make it work. But I'm not 100% into this Leoric. I'm not sure about it. I don't know. I think like something like a Thrall might have been... I don't know. I'm leaning into something like more like a Thrall. I think it would work with the Diablo Hanzo, and then you can also grab a Greymane on top of that. And it makes you pretty bruisery and aggressive. Lily going to be grabbed here as there is a lot of auto attacks coming from the opposing side. Not typically the healer we see, but hey, them fast feet sometimes can really save you, as the Tychus will round out the draft as they have an Artanis Diablo. Looking to shred through that one right there. They don't have any actually major wave clear between the waves, so Thrall... I mean...
This realm needs me.
I'm worried about Lurk Patrol's wave clear. Hanzo offers some, but it's at 4. Reminder, no trains. Let's see if we can actually get no trains, as both teams have been reminding each other not to pick trains up. Me personally, drafts, just purely based on the drafts, I like Who Knows Gaming a lot more. I'm not a fan of the Lily. We'll see how it goes, but I think their wave clear is going to be faster. Their push potential is a little bit stronger. Commandeer owns a great siege and anti-siege tool, so it's just their post 10 even looks even scarier. It's the Li Ming. It's like, I'm not saying the Li Ming's bad. It's just I worry about their wave clear because it's all on kind of Hanzo Diablo. Leo can do quick double soak on Tomb. No Jaina. No Jaina. Only Butna. No Butna? What? It's so dumb. Only Butna. All right, let's get into game, everyone, because I know you're all itching to get in this one. Oh boy. All right, on the left-hand side, we got the members of Lurk Patrol. FPS Nate will be on the Diablo, Ace on the Li Ming, Gunny gonna be on the Hanzo, Ektar on the Lucio, and Harnock on the Artanis. On the right-hand side, we get the members of Who Knows Gaming. We've got Mesos on the Tychus. We've got Kokojo on the Lili. Shin is going to be on the Gul'dan. Lupus will be on that Leoric. And Wolf is going to be on the Joanna. Nice mount synergy coming out from them. Oh, wait, no. Lili didn't have the I mean, they're all the spooky... It's just the wrong one anyways. Let's go ahead and actually check out our mid lane. This is going to be Hanzo going into the target practice level 1, so they're going to have 30% increased range when they hit every hero once, and then they get 100 extra damage when they hit every hero 3 times total. This will also allow them to clear from a further distance. They'll be able to poke onto these shrines a little more effectively as well. You can definitely go into Scatter Arrow here, but I think they're going for more single target damage with the Diablo. And actually, you know what? I take back what I said about the Li Ming. Or realistically, I think either a Jaina, obviously dependent to the Diablo, or a Greymane actually, so they have something to dive with the Diablo, because right now, they don't really have anything to dive up with it. So Diablo's able to Shadow Charge forward, and then what's the follow-up? Who's stepping up with it? Because when Diablo Shadow Charges in the enemy team, and if there's no one else there to provide supplemental damage and also supplemental tanking, who's going to actually be the one to take that damage? Diablo, and I feel like he might get bursted down very quickly. Now, Ektar on this Lucio might be able to amp it up, but if this is a little bit risky, and I think actually maybe they might be playing this Diablo more in a control state rather than the aggressive dive composition we often do see it in. We'll have to see how this game does progress, but this Li Ming is going to also be critical for them to be finding kills and resets, so that way they can actually continue to spur their experience along, as they actually force the agility out of Gunny right there just to get away from Mesos a little bit faster. Let's peek into the bottom lane really quickly, get an idea of what our solo lane matchup is looking like. Currently going to be having Harnock playing the playing this game, where you basically try and force them up to your gate, swap them, they get bursted down, you kill them, woo, first kill. But they know this. Lupus is not, this isn't the first time they've been around the blocks. They're going to go ahead and they use that Wraith Walk just to be able to mitigate the swap, because it does kind of give you that unstoppable status. I believe it's unstoppable. Yeah, I think it is unstoppable. Maybe the Lili's the captain so she gets a cool mount. You know, that's... Hold on, who's... Well, the person I talked to before was Wolf. Wolf was the one I talked to during draft. But maybe they're actually the shot caller. You know, support shot I don't know. It's possible. I remember when I played back in Cherry League, we didn't actually have a shot caller because we couldn't figure out who was actually good at doing it. Nate's taking a lot of damage right now as they throw a little bit of back from Ace as well. Mesos is going to be a real hard point for them to deal with, because the fact that they're going to be able to burn them down. They also did go the bigger they are, and that's just going to be another way for them to consistently melt some of these high health pool tanks. And the one question I have, because I always forget these things, is does it actually do, is it only heroes? Yeah, I think it's only heroes. It's not going to be towards the high health pool of the web weavers or anything like that, but that's going to be a lot of damage initially going this mid lane. Ace is trying to do their best right there, but Joanna's the first one to go down in this entire game. Lurk Patrol finding the first kill. It's going to be the dive out, and then Muzzles will be the target. And I was talking about how Diablo's going to be splitting themselves from the team, but they did a great job of following up with the Diablo, so it doesn't look like this is going to be a control composition in any way, shape, or form. They're just playing with that aggression and stepping up with the Diablo, which is a little uncharacteristic for, you know, a Hanzo and a Li Ming. Typically, they play further back. We'll see how this works out for them as Lupus is going to take a bit of damage. Ooh. Nice sidestep to the combo coming out from Ace. Seems like Harnock doesn't have the total for the turn. I think it's Ektar has the last little bit. Yeah, Ektar on this Lucio needs to turn in, but they're doing a great job of cycling their members around so that way they're not kind of showing that they're turning in. I'm sure that they know that this is happening. That's why you're seeing the Lily come over here to try and interrupt it, but Gunny's going to get some extra damage onto them, also stacking out that level 1. But now they find themselves very far away, and they jump over the wall. Lurk is right there to say hello. Swap from Artanis? No, just the threat from the swap caused them to use the Wraith Walk, which stopped the channel onto the Drain Hope, I believe. So, or even then, it got them away, and they were like, all right, we're done harassing your Hanzo, and that was pretty much just the goal right there. But now we have Harnock and Lupus in bottom lane, going a little bit back and forth. We'll check on that one, but right now top lane is where I think the action's going to be during this first Web Weaver phase, especially in favor for the members of Lurk Patrol. They're gonna get the front gate, I believe. Lucio going to be splitting the Joanna from the friendly team. Wolf taking quite a bit of damage. The reverse amp was used as well. Looks like it's just going to be front gate from this, not even the 2 towers, just the literal gate coming out of top lane. Mid lane does have the Artanis pushing in, so they're going to get a little bit more than top did. Actually, they might try and split the enemy team, try and fight them in top lane while the Web Weaver does push through mid. And actually, no, they're going to split off and just go, ooh, ace. Oh. I think they might have seen the Gul'dan or something, but I don't even think they would have hit the Lily. I think it would have been just shy. If they had their 13 talent tier where it increases the range, then definitely they would have been looking at a double kill. But right now, they go ahead and they open up top lane a little bit further for themselves. Hanzo in mid lane trying to get out of here. Does manage to do exactly that. Harnock rotating down to help out. Enough turn-in is available. Ooh, that's a very good shadow charge on Jashin, and they end up getting picked off. Reset for Li Ming is going to pop up. That was exactly what they needed right there. And I'll be honest, I need to eat my own words here. FPS Nate is playing this Diablo perfectly, because typically when you see compositions like this where Diablo is pretty much the only initiator or the diver, you often do see the Diablo dive too far out and the friendly team can't step up. But I think they're communicating this really well, saying, you know what, I'm going to find a short range shadow charge. Ektar can speed things up and get everyone closer, and then you can follow up with Gunny and Ace, and that's working out great for them. On the other hand, they got a lot of good damage. They have a lot of good setup, but I feel like the post 10 for Who Knows Gaming is really going to be a big factor for them. Also, no one is punishing or flanking the Li Ming with 50%. Yeah, no one is punishing the Li Ming. She's able to kind of play from whatever range. I mean, there was a point when they were pushing. Who Knows Game was pushing this mid lane, and Ace was right here. I was watching it, and they're just throwing in damage like this. The wave was eating a lot of it, but still, they were just sitting there throwing in damage constantly. Joanna was over the wall as well, so I think they were trying to burn down the gate to help them, but it's just one of those things that, like, Li Ming shouldn't have that kind of freedom. She's not even being peeled away in those situations, and that's, I think, what's really starting to make this game rough for the members of Who Knows Gaming. They cannot deal with this backline between Gunny and Ace. Ektar and FPS Nate are doing a great job of zoning and controlling the fight, even with this slightly divey, zony composition, as that's going to be Hanzo Arrow just narrowly missing. Cleanse comes out from one. This is going to be the break it down, I think, used from Lucio as well, just to kind of buff them out so they can play this top lane even more aggressive, but now they back off. No gems to turn it on their own side. They need caster math just that much right there. They've got enough now for turned in, but they actually need to cycle in every single person as, oops, I was trying to show this, but the auto timer clicked to something else. We don't need to see kills. I actually think I need to pull the kill chart out of the actual rotation of the quote-unquote cycle thing that I do. They are trying to get their turn in right now. Ace needs to get the last 2 in, because I believe they have, no, actually no, they were over. They had enough in the bank. I thought they had just enough in each person's wallet, if you will, but no, they picked up a couple more. And Zell, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming by. Joanna fell for the 2011 Diablo flip over the gate trick in 2020. Wait, Heroes hasn't been out for 9 years. Unless, did I fall asleep for some of it? Anyways. Madison Cube Gardens is a park? Wait, what? I'm confused. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens here with this web weaver phase. As I was reading chat just to catch up a bit, we do have the mid lane already going down. Top lane looks like it's going to be the fort going down, as there's no web weaver here anymore. Artanis is in bottom lane still pushing out. Entomb comes out from the Lurk, but great swap to get them away. Unfortunately, I don't know if Harnock is going to be able to auto attack out of this one enough, and they're going to drop quite a few gems. It's I think it's like 8 gems or so. And while they realize that the enemy team's in bottom lane, they're like, cool, let's hard push top lane. Let's open this up further and potentially give ourselves a win condition with boss through top. They won't be able to end here. Unless they literally wipe the enemy team, there's no way they're ending here. Draken Laser Drill is actually going to be used by the Tychus. I didn't catch that earlier. I thought it was Commandeer Odin, but it just wasn't seeing the team fight correctly. Li Ming is poking out from the side, but Ace doesn't do that much damage into structures, but with the rest of the friendly team, they're going to be able to step up and get this fort down in mid lane. That's going to be periodic catapult pressure, as well as some passive experience gain in their favor. Looking through some of the questing talents as well, we have only one questing talent that's unfinished currently, and that is going to be the Echoed Corruption from the Gul'dan. Only needed 2 more stacks for that one right there, as FPS Nate scouts out the enemy team on this camp over here. Lupus with 41 gems currently. Let's actually look at the gem breakdown real quick. 41 gems on Lurk. We got 16, 12, 16 on Tychus, Joanna, and Lily. So this is they're trying to turn in here. Ektar is interrupting the majority of it. They do have, oh, that's a great Entomb, but they're going to respond with an Apocalypse on the opposing side. Ektar going to be pushing off. The Artanis trying to get the swap, but I think they actually got to a target that's unstoppable. I think it was Joanna, so they end up getting pulled in themselves. Gul'dan does have the Echoed Corruptions finished out, so they have those extra steps. The Scatter Arrow just narrowly hitting Lupus. That was so perfect. I think it was just the RNG of the Scatter Arrow bouncing around, getting that last arrow into them, and so they're just denying the turn in. They only need 3 gems, and so that's why they checked this bottom area. That was really smart by them, just to make sure that it's like, well, they're just trying to bait us into the top with the Lurk, make sure they're not going to be able to get the second turn in down below. Worked out really well for them as FPS Nate pushes back, going to be able to use that Shadow Charge to deny any sort of setup from them. But now I think they're saying, you know what, we're cool if they get the turn in, if we're able to get a couple kills. They need to step up very far for this, and they realize this, so they're going to rotate the Gul'dan, or not, excuse me, the Diablo up. Wolf is trying to get the turn in right there. Entomb comes out from Lupus. No one turning in the bottom portion of the map. This is still going to be tank versus tank. Wolf actually losing out on that one right there, as Diablo is full on souls. Oh, Ektar with just these push-offs. Whoo! These have been so on point consistently. Do they get the turn in? No, they don't yet. Draken Laser Drill going to be coming down as well. Jugs coming out from the Lily as well. Shadow Charge in onto the Tychus. That's a lot of damage. Horrify coming out from the Gul'dan as well. A lot of members are getting shredded on the side of Lurk Patrols. That's Artanis, the first one to go down. A lot of damage onto onto Lucio as well. ETC's not even in this game. But that is going to be a huge moment for the members of Who Knows Gaming, as they're just trying to delay this out. And between Ace and FPS Nate, they got a lot of good poke in their pockets. That combo from Ace could have been devastating, but they need to make sure that they're zoning back the enemy team a little bit more effectively here to try and get this turn in. Ace is going to get pulled in, slowed. Do they have a Bless Shield? Now for the next 10 seconds or so, or excuse me, 20 seconds. Oh, do you have a grenade? No, Ace gets out with some sub 200 health, as Kokojo should, oh my god. This is probably going to be the most frustrating thing on earth for them. There's the defense. Yeah, they're trying to get one more Scatter Arrow or something, but this will be first web weaver phase for the members of Who Knows Gaming, and they're going to be able to put some pressure in as Diablo actually gets picked off in the bottom lane. I completely missed that they were even down there. A little bit of poke on the Mezzos. Drill? Monk Christ. Scatter Arrows and RNG at all is simple geometry. Oh, get out of here, Stark. It's Apocalypse going to be coming out. Now we're watching too much AGDQ. That's what I'll blame. No 16 talents here on either side just yet, but we're not too far off on the side of Who Knows Gaming, as bottom lane is going to get opened up, and they're going to just rotate into mid lane to try and open this up further. Lurk was pushing up top lane also to collect some more experience. They're able to close that gap, or excuse me, increase that gap, and able to then probably press in with 16 talent to advantage. The other thing to note too is they have enough for back-to-back turn-ins here. We're looking at, I mean, crap, Lurk has enough for the second turn-in on their own. They actually might have enough for triple turn-ins here. It's a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, that they actually have enough for triple turn-in. Lurk needs to turn in next though. If I'm playing that Lurk, I am not too thrilled about having 61 gems currently, especially on a hero that is, his base trait is when you die, you come back faster by cheating death. Like, definitely someone you don't want 61 gems on. So they're going to try and poke out. Wolf is going to eat the damage, and there's the back-to-back turn-in. Really, really good call coming out from Wolf to kind of anchor in this top position so that Li Ming can't poke out to them. There's no way they could have expected anyone below them and to the side because, well, I think actually they were checking this over here, but there's no way they could have actually flanked into them that entire time because they were all in top clearing during the last Web Weaver phase. So just heads up map control and map play coming out from them. Now, Web Weaver phase coming out once again. The first phase itself didn't get too much. I think we're getting some gates down in bottom and mid and top, I think. So this second one should get them a little bit more as they pushed up the waves pretty effectively. Lurk still showing in top lane. Diablo and Artanis will be in bottom lane showing on the opposing side. Li Ming trying to dump in the damage from an angle and actually doing a great job of that. That's actually making this siege really difficult because they're whittling down this web weaver way faster than expected. But Lurk has been pushing up top, prepped that wave, and now it should be full 5v5 for this push into top. Taiga's going to take out the side wall, allowing them to have a little bit more maneuverability during this team fight so they don't have to bottleneck between those two walls. This will be the fort going down fairly fast. Web Weaver's still around half health. Jug's going to be popped by the Lily as well. Artanis looking for a swap, but just using the blade dash. That's going to be the entomb from the Lurk. That's going to also be the Diablo in a bit of a rough spot. Break it down used by the Lucio. That's going to be the Apocalypse triggered, but no one getting caught by that one. Lupus taking quite a bit of damage. Horrify comes out as well. Lupus is able to get out of there with some 300 health. Oh, swap goes out, but it doesn't connect, and that'll be the the blind on the Gunny. And I gotta say, chat, I was expecting Lurk Patrol to slowly start whittling down this enemy team. Doesn't seem like they're getting whittled down whatsoever. They're actually starting to excel in the later half of our game right now, and it's working out pretty well for them, I do say. Tool assisted archery in 2020, just throw the arrows. Yes, just throwing arrows. Frame perfect scatter arrow, yeah, there you go. Jess. Yes, exactly. Using tool assist. Yeah. By no means am I saying that anyone's like hacking or anything like that. We're making speedrun jokes here. Lupus taking a lot of damage here, is trying to get away. They don't have a Wraithwalk or anything, but they're going to try and turn this around. That's a Li Ming reset, but that's also going to be Lucio going down. 1-for-1 trade thus far. You can see Lupus is actually cheating death. They're going to be stealing that health, or I guess stealing that hope away from Harnock. It's going to be able to not increase, speed up their death timers. You can kind of see that is jumping a little bit quicker here and there whenever they have that drain on someone. Mid lane's going to get cleared out pretty quickly. Bottom lane's going to get pushed up. This should be the fort and bottom lane going down. Li Ming and Diablo are just prepping this top lane a little bit further, just making sure that they're going to be able to... Well, actually, I was expecting them to stay up here maybe to get the experience. They're going to throw an Arcane Orb over there just to see if anyone's potentially coming up here. But yeah, grabbing this experience is huge for them because they can also increase that gap, or at least close the gap that was starting to form a bit. It's 18.5 on both sides, but now look at this top lane. It's full 5 members. Oh, I guess 4, because Lucio just came back from death. But they want to try and get this keep. I think the retreat pings are coming out, and they just push up the wave. Tomb of Spider Queen is definitely a hard map to end on. I feel like I either see like 12-minute Tomb of Spider Queen games or like 22 minutes. It's one of those. It's never anything in between. Homing arrows, yes, exactly. This Ming build, this is pretty much what she ran in the last game, except for actually not. This is an ace. Like who was it on the opposing side? Mezos, I think, was the one who played Li Ming in the last game. And they ran this exact same build, except it was Aether Walker at level 1, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Aether Walker instead of Power Hungry at level 1. Power Hungry? Yeah. 19's up. Jug's coming out from Lily. Max range on these orbs, though, are getting cooldown reduction plus extra damage, so this is working out pretty effectively for them. Wolf with 43 gems currently. The Entomb came out, but it didn't connect onto anyone. Horrify comes out, but I don't think it actually connected onto anyone either. Hanzo with a gigantic arrow, but where's the follow-up? That's going to be a great Apocalypse. They do stun out one. They can follow up onto Tychus. That's going to be Lily going down as well. Swap coming out from Harnock onto Wolf. Oh my god, the snipes are coming in as well as Ace and friends are cleaning up. All 5 members of the opposing side all go down. They're all in this bottom lane, but I think they're considering top lane. I think you consider top lane here. You heal up on the rotation. Harnock's going to stay down there a little bit, deal extra damage, but I think you rotate quick through top because you have a great wave already up there. Potential to end is very high here. 25 seconds on the Lurk, and they're the one cheating death as well. So we're looking at somewhere in the 30-second average range on the side of Who Knows Gaming. You definitely try and end in this situation. You got 30 seconds, you're making a core attempt, and you have a wave behind you as well. You've got decent core damage on top of it. Yeah, you're aiming for this right here. And it was actually a really good call to just not sit there and push through bottom lane, is just to go straight through top, looking at their minimap and realizing that Lupus is going to be not reinstalling, but reappearing as they came back from death. Dear Lord, our words hard. But this is going to be the core rapidly falling. Looks like Lurk Patrol is going to be able to take game number 3. And they take our best of 3 series in a 2-1 fashion. GG. Well played. Dragon Arrow at 80%. Yup. Ooh, GG's indeed. Alrighty, at this time we are going to be joined by Gunny from the members of Lurk Patrol. How you feeling after that Game 3 win?
Much better than I was feeling after the Game 2 loss, that's for sure.
Now, let's talk about this a little bit. Game 1, you come out the gate not running, not crawling, sprinting. I mean, Ace should have died 3 times over in one of those engagements, but somehow, some way, y'all kept him alive on that Maiev during that top lane engagement where he should have been dead, and it was just everything collapsing. But all that aside, let's talk about game number 2 realistically, because I want to know, Dragonshire, what was it that kind of did it for them? Because it seemed like they just looked really comfortable, and it just seemed like you guys couldn't get your footing. Can you talk about what was the struggle for game 2 for you?
We wanted to do everything on the map at the same time, and we didn't have enough resources to do everything on the map at the same time. So we just did a bunch of things badly. We wanted to take a bunch of camps on cooldown. We wanted to put Uther in the soul lane versus Urel. We wanted to gank top. And we also wanted to hold bottom and keep up soak. And we just tried to do too much without committing to any one thing. So we just did a bunch of things badly, and it amounted to us losing.
It seemed like you guys were just struggling consistently, and you just couldn't get your footing in that game. And now game 3, it's really, really back and forth, but it seems like the team fights were going your way. How do you kind of bounce back as a team from game 2 to game 3? I mean, you had a dominant game 1, you lost in game 2, and how do you kind of bring back that momentum? How do you kind of keep everyone's head level?
We like playing on Tomb. We always favor picking a map that we know because it lets us get into a good rhythm, which helps clear out any bad headspace from a loss. It was one of the things I was so happy that we got to pick map first after our warm-up games went a little rough. Being able to play on a map that we're comfortable with lets us really hit the ground in a sprint, and I think that we can blitz teams like that. You did pretty good on this game number 3 on Tomb of Spider Queen. It's been an absolute blast with these games. Now we're kind of nearing the midway phase, I believe, with NGS, and we're getting to this point. Are there any teams that you're a little worried about, excited to go up against? Or, are there any like rematches that are coming down the road, or is it just like, oh, we just don't want to go up against this one team? Anything like that for you? I mean, there's a couple. If I go against another Samuro, I'm just gonna kill myself. That hero just tilts me off this earth. But no, we've got a rough match coming up next week. We're against the number 2 team, so we're looking forward to that and looking forward to testing our mettle against them. But we're just taking it a week at a time. That's kind of the way we've always been as a team. So we're just gonna keep taking it a week at a time.
Well, you bounced back really well. You played an amazing game here. This was such an absolute blast to cast. Before I let you run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
I always shout out the Lurk Patrol members that couldn't play tonight, so that would be Bickle tonight. We played everybody else, and to our lovely casters for making this such a spectacle for everyone else.
I'm glad I could have put on a great show, and I hope you all enjoyed it. But thank you so much for the games. Thank you so much for the interview, and congratulations on your victory. Hope to see you further down in Season 8 of NGS, and you have a great night. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.